Previously, we pulled on to the lean startup runway and pressed the starter button on our minimum viable experiment. Today, we'll take a look at the results. Will we be clear to persevere, or will this pilot need to pivot? Hi, my name is Gary Strawn. Welcome to Development That Pays, and welcome back to this rather exciting stage in our lean startup journey. Today, I can reveal the full results from our minimum viable product, minimum viable experiment. By the way, if you'd like to catch up, this link will take you right back to the start of the process and deliver you automatically right back to this point. To recap very quickly, this whole thing started with a plan to create a 5-day mini course, and to do so using principles from the Lean Startup, the book by Eric Ries. We looked at the build, measure, learn model and its counterclockwise flow, assumption, metric, experiment. After a little bit of waffling, I came up with this assumption. The 5-day mini course will result in more email opt-ins, which implied this metric, email opt-ins. But what would be a good experiment? What might we use as our minimum viable product? We looked to Zappos, Dropbox, and Buffer for inspiration. Long story short, Buffer's fake door approach seemed the most applicable, even though it would fail to provide the metric we were ideally looking for, a direct measurement of email signups. It would, however, give us a measurement of interest and desire, necessary precursors to the action of email signups. And in the absence of a better alternative, we pressed on. Buffer's MVP delivers the old 1-2 by promising something awesome and then apologizing that it's not quite ready. I took it, I stole it, I painted it yellow, and I dubbed it the mundane MVP. All that remained was to get people to view this page, and a Facebook ad seemed like it would fit the bill. Set things up correctly and we get two very useful metrics. The proportion of people that see the ad and click the button, and the proportion of people that get to this page and click this other button. I know what you're thinking, why run one experiment when we could run 3? You raise an excellent point. You were good enough to provide more than 100 possible names for this course of some kind, from which we selected a final 3. Actually, we selected 4, but this one didn't make it past Facebook's profanity filter. Oops. So 3 experiments differing only in the name of the course. That's the theory. Want to see how it looks in practice? Here's the ad in my Facebook newsfeed. Now, before I click the button, I should warn viewers of a nervous disposition to move away from the screen. You ready? Go. This is the landing page. Not sure what I was thinking about putting my mugshot in there. Anyway, there's a nice big action button. Scroll down, a few bullet points, and another big action button. Both of the buttons lead to this thank you page, which should probably be called an I'm really sorry page. There's just one last thing I need to say before I show you the results. It's all too easy when running an experiment to look at the results and convince yourself that the results confirm, well, whatever it is that we want them to confirm. We're not going to fall into that trap, are we? After all, we have an important decision to make. We need to decide whether to persevere or pivot. And that's why, before looking at the results, it's good to have an idea of what good and bad looks like. Let's start with this metric, the click-through from the ad to the landing page. According to WordStream, the average across all industries is just 0.9%. Now, my targeting for the ads was really quite rudimentary. I picked the USA, an age range between 25 and 65, and for interests, a basket full of agileness. Not at all sophisticated, so I'd be surprised to get a result as big as 1%. As for this metric, well, I'd like to think that anyone who made it to the landing page would be quite likely to click through, unless, of course, my ugly mug puts them off. Something in the region of 50% is what I'm expecting. All right, no more stalling. Let's take a look at the results. The adverts were displayed 4,868 times, 1,989 times, and 2,564 times. And they were clicked 96 times, 23 times, and 32 times, giving us click-throughs of 1.97, 1.16, and 1.25, all of which are way higher than I was expecting. And this one, wow. That's the ad performance. What about the landing page performance? According to Google, the number of visits to the landing pages were 35 12, and 10. Which is already a weird result. I'd expected these numbers to be the same. A spot of Googling revealed that a discrepancy between Facebook Analytics data and Google Analytics data is to be expected. But a discrepancy this large? That's kind of strange. As for clicks on the orange buttons, there were 9 clicks, 3 clicks, and 3 clicks, giving click-throughs of 25.7%, 25%, and 30%. Ouch. Where does that leave us? Well, I'm encouraged by the ad click-through rates. Looks like there's demand for an Agile course, especially for an Agile course entitled Agile Done Right. So kudos to James Allen for coming up with that name. Perhaps James will now forgive me for what I did to another of his suggestions. If I just reach out with my feelings, I might be able to... Click-through numbers on the landing page were way lower than I was expecting. So low that I'm almost wondering if there was something wrong with the way I set things up. By way of comparison, the landing pages for Development That Pays cheat sheets typically have an opt-in rate in the range 60% to 70%. Hold on a second. Is it really my face that made all the difference? What I'm really interested in is what you think of these results. Do they indicate that it's time to pivot, or should we persevere? Pivot means that we stop, regroup, and come up with a new minimum viable product, a new minimum viable experiment. Persevere means that I set to work and create Agile Done Right, the mini course, for real. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I can't wait to read them. A quick reminder before we finish that I have a cheat sheet for you, none other than the Lean Startup cheat sheet. You'll find a link to it in the description below. Click the link, follow the instructions, and it's all yours. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, it would be amazing if you'd click to like, share it far and wide, and hit the logo right here to subscribe for a new episode every Wednesday. I look forward to seeing you next time. Cheers for now.